Andrew, I need to ask, what's a big dream that you're working on right now?
Oh, that's a good one. So on Earth Rebirth side, after finishing the goal of helping every school in Norman get a garden, we learned a lot of lessons. And it was the idea that once the garden's there, once the newness is gone of a garden project, that's when it becomes difficult. Setting up a garden is not hard. It's the 2 or 3 years after and making sure a garden is still providing the impact that you anticipated. And so one of the big things that we had learned over the 8 years is that there's hundreds of apps out there to manage the plants of your garden and really like what you're going to put in it, how you're going to handle pests or whatever it may be. But when it comes to community gardening, there's very little out there to actually manage the people and the process and the incentives of what you're wanting to do in your garden. And so we actually last year, as a part of finishing out our goal, we were able to receive the USDA Farm to School grant. And in that grant, they helped us partially fund a garden app that's going to be a platform called the Garden Network. And the whole goal is to create all these tools for teachers and community leaders to manage the process of their community garden. So as a teacher, for example, I might sign up my existing garden or create a new garden. As volunteers or parents sign up to help, I can send out notifications on needing to water, or we're going to have a harvest or anything like that. And then those volunteers can earn points for grabbing those tasks and going out and getting them done. And then the long-term goal is, as a volunteer, I can go to local businesses, maybe a landscape shop or even a restaurant or a farmer's market, and use those points on the things that I need in my life for food access or starting my garden. And because a lot of the things you see is on a community garden level, we're always trying to help the most vulnerable parts of our population, but the people who can help the most are often the privileged people who have the time. The family or the mom that might be at home most of the day and has to pick up her kid, but has another hour they can go out into the school garden, or a retired community member that's in the Master Gardeners program. Those are common volunteers. But who you really want to help is the mom with 3 jobs and 4 kids, or whoever can't put food on the table. And if we can figure out how to provide incentives or actual rewards economically for being involved in community gardens, there's so many more layers of how it can benefit the individuals involved. And then again, just on the back end, making it so much easier for our teachers and community leaders to not be grabbing at volunteers or trying to keep people involved, and has all too often having that one teacher out in the garden weeding herself 5 days a week to just try and keep up with it so the kids can enjoy the food.
Andrew, that does not describe our world here at Loveworks at all.
I imagine this could fit with you guys in your community garden just as much as any of them. So,
that's so powerful. I'll tell you, I would love to unpack the next 45 minutes, what you just said, and those few minutes. I want to encourage anyone that's watching this to go back. Even just that last 3 minutes is just so powerful. Even from the very beginning, Andrew, you're talking about, well, after I met this goal, and you say that so casually, but you had the opportunity to start a garden. You reached the goal, like the dream, every garden in Norman. That is just so powerful.